Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of One Take. Today, we are going to talk about one of my favorite things me. Just kidding. What? Stick with me. Hopefully, you didn't stop already. We're going to talk about breweries, one of my other favorite things. And don't worry, it's not just beer talk today, it's going to have business and beer. So last week I was in Denver, and it's where the world headquarters of Mortgage 365 is. So I get out there once in a while. And one of the things I love to do when I'm out there is go to breweries. And in many cases, I'll go to new ones. And sometimes I'll go to ones that I've been to before and really liked. It's usually a mix. And what's interesting is for the new ones, excuse me, for the new ones, it's typically driven by Google reviews. I Google map it, the area I'm at, I look for it. I find them. I find the brewery. I find ones, if they have beers that I like. And then I look at the reviews lately. And what's really interesting is that there was a particular brewery that I was familiar with at least one of their beers. And I looked it up and it was close. It was nearby. It was convenient. It had food, everything I was looking for. But their review list, their number wasn't as high as I thought it should be, all things considered. And so the next day in the office, I was talking to a couple of people, and they asked me where I went. And we went through that, and they had asked me if I went to this one brewery, the one that I had skipped the night before. I said, "No, I thought about it, and I know the one. I know I like that beer, but their ranking wasn't as high as it should be." And they're like, "Oh man, you totally need to check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's a cool space. They have everything you need, blah, blah, blah." So I was like, all right, one person's an anomaly, two's a trend. So I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's check it out. And I did. And it was fantastic. It was a great time, great place, great experience, had everything I needed. And it got me thinking that about experience. And in many cases, we look at experience in one way. We look at it in our way or what we think is good. And we don't necessarily base it that for our employees, for our borrowers, our business partners, whatever the case may be. We look at that experience based upon our own experience in what we think. We don't necessarily put it into the context of the world within our customer or our employee. In this case, in Denver, it is a very, very big beer town. A lot of breweries, a lot of really great breweries. So the competition is fierce. There's tons of competition going after a very limited number of beer drinkers. Yes, making a reference to the mortgage industry as well. Competition is stiff, and there's a lot of it. There's a lot of options. And so in a city like Denver, a 4.3, 4.4 star review for a brewery like the one I skipped the first night with 1,000, 2,000 reviews isn't good enough for me. I need it to be closer to 5. I typically look for ones that have at least 4.7 to 4.8 stars, as long as they have more than their 5 friends reviewing it. And that's because I have come to know and expect a certain level based upon the market, the industry, and the area, not just on my own observations of the world. Because in most any other industry or area, that 4.3, 4.4 star review with a couple thousand reviewers would be fantastic. Any industry would love to have that. But that's not necessarily the experience that I would expect at a brewery or the rating for a brewery in the Denver area. So remember, a little stat that I came across says that more than half of consumers switch to a competitor only one bad experience. So you don't have the time or the opportunity to mess it up for both your employees and your consumers or your business partners or your vendors, whatever the case may be. You don't have the opportunity to screw it up based upon your view of what that experience should be. So think about it. Get the experience right, get the customer, get them back again. This has been One Take. Hopefully, you'll rate us 4.7 or higher. Make it a great day. Take care.